Welcome to this first video of section 2 of the series Building an Application with AngularJS. Upon completion of this video, you will know some of the most important Angular directives. In this video, we are going to discuss what exactly an Angular directive is, and we will use some of the most common ones. As the Angular team states, directives are markers on a DOM element that tell the Angular compiler to attach a specific behavior to that DOM element or transform it and its children. Angular comes with many built-in directives. They all have the prefix ng-. But note that we can also build our own directives. The first and foremost directive in any Angular application is the ng-up directive. By putting this directive on any DOM element, we declare that this DOM element with its children will be parsed and compiled by Angular during bootstrap time. The value of the ng-up attribute is the name of the module to which this page or part of the page belongs. Note that on a single page, although rare, we can have more than one ng-up directive, but note that they may not overlap or be nested. Typically, we create so-called single-page applications, or in short SPAs, with Angular. That is, we have one single web page, often called index.html, which is loaded once and exists during the whole life cycle of the application. Parts of this page are dynamically updated as the user interacts with the page, but the main page remains around all the time. In the next video, we will introduce the Angular controller. To glue a view or web page together with a controller, Angular uses data binding. Model state that lives in the controller is bound to input controls on the view. To bind a model with an input tag, we use the ngModel directive. We can just put the ngModel directive as an attribute on the input tag. The value of the directive is the name of the model we want to bind to. When a user wants to trigger an action in an application, she typically clicks on a button or menu. The action is code that needs to be executed. To handle this scenario, Angular offers us the ngClick directive that we can put as an attribute onto our buttons or menus, etc. To demonstrate, I have a button clear that sets the value of the model first name to an empty string when clicked. Sometimes we want to do something upon initialization of our view or a region of the view. To do this, we can use the ngInit directive. The value of the directive is evaluated as an Angular expression. A typical usage scenario is setting an initial value of a model, in our case, the first name model. We have learned what an Angular directive is and have experienced some of the most important ones in our sample application. In the next video, we are learning more about the controller that contains the logic and makes our application interactive.